Hey everyone, and welcome. So, today we're going to talk about transforming a digital space that, let's be honest, is often totally neglected but has so much power: the company intranet homepage. We're going to figure out how to turn it from a place employees actively avoid into an essential tool they actually want to use every single day.
So let me ask you something, and be honest. What's your company internet really like? Is it a bustling hub of activity, or is it more of a digital ghost town, full of broken links, old news, tumbleweeds blowing by? If you're kind of nodding along to that second one, don't worry, you are definitely not alone. And the stakes here are actually pretty high. Getting the homepage wrong isn't just a small annoyance, it's a huge problem. As this quote points out, a cluttered or just plain boring design can completely kill user engagement. And that means that really valuable tool you've invested all this time and money in, well, it just goes to waste. Okay, so let's try to think about this a different way. Stop seeing it as just another web page. I want you to start thinking of your homepage as the front door to your entire digital workplace. It's the very first thing your team sees, and it really sets the tone for their whole day. If you can get this part right, you'll have them hooked from the get-go. So, where do we even begin with all this? Well, we start with strategy. Before you even think about picking out colors or layouts, you have to nail down the core purpose of your intranet. And this is where you really have to stop and think, because there is no one-size-fits-all answer here. What is your number one goal? Is it all about streamlining top-down communication from leadership, or is it more about encouraging collaboration and letting people share knowledge from the bottom up? Because trying to do everything at once is a surefire way to end up with a cluttered, confusing mess. And you can see that play out perfectly right here. Defining that purpose changes everything. See, if your main focus is on internal communications, your homepage is going to be all about big company news and maybe a social feed. But if collaboration is the real goal, then you want to put things like document hubs, shared calendars, and team chats front and center. See? All of a sudden, you've got a really clear direction for your design. All right, so we've got our purpose nailed down. What's next? Well, now we need to get more specific. It's time to give our homepage a proper job description, a super clear set of roles and responsibilities that it has to do every single day without fail. And you can think of that job description as having 5 core functions. Your homepage has to be a gateway to all the essential tools people need. It's got to be a reliable source for company news. It has to be the central navigation hub for everything else. It should be a springboard that gets people to deeper content. And finally, it needs to be an amplifier for your company's brand and culture. Yeah, it's a real workhorse. Okay, so with that purpose and job description locked in, we can finally start talking about the fun stuff, design. Now let's go over 4 fundamental rules that really apply to any great intranet homepage, no matter what its purpose is. I want you to think of these 4 things as your non-negotiable foundation: simplicity, consistency, navigation, and visuals. If you can get these 4 right, you'll make sure your homepage isn't just functional, but actually user-friendly and, dare I say, engaging. Let's break them down. Rule number 1, keep it simple. Seriously. There's always this temptation, right, to just cram everything onto the homepage because you think it's all important. But that just leads to information overload. You have to be ruthless. A clean, uncluttered layout is absolutely crucial because it helps people find exactly what they're looking for, fast, without getting frustrated and giving up. Next up, consistency. This one's all about building user confidence. Think about it. When every single page shares the same look, the same feel, the same navigation style, people learn the system once. After that, they can apply that knowledge everywhere, which just makes them faster and way more efficient. And that brings us to rule number 3. Navigation has got to be seamless. Your homepage is the main starting point, so you need really clear signposts. A powerful, easy-to-find search bar is an absolute must-have. And things like mega menus or a section for featured quick links are fantastic for guiding people to the most important tasks and resources without any friction. And our last rule, which is a big one: engage with strong visuals. Come on, nobody wants to stare at a giant wall of text. It's a huge turnoff. Using things like employee photos, icons, and even short videos doesn't just make the page look better. It actually makes information easier and quicker to understand. It just slashes the mental effort someone has to put in to find what they need. Okay, and before we move on, there is one more thing that's, well, it's not really a rule. It's more like the foundation everything else is built on. Your internet absolutely, positively must be mobile responsive. With so many of us working remotely or on the go or out on the front lines, it has to work perfectly on any device, anytime, anywhere. No excuses. All right, we've talked purpose, we've talked jobs, we've talked design roles. Now for the really practical part. Let's pull this all together with a final checklist of the essential content that every great homepage should have.
So, think of this as your must-have checklist. You need a powerful search engine. You need quick links to the key apps people use every day. A dynamic company newsfeed is crucial, so the page always feels fresh and current. A staff directory to help people connect with each other, and some social features like likes and comments to really drive engagement. These are the building blocks of a homepage people will actually want to come back to.
Ultimately, this is the entire goal, right? The big transformation. We are trying to move away from the internet being this mandatory, often frustrating chore and turn it into a genuine destination, a valuable, engaging, and truly helpful resource that people want to visit.
So I'm going to leave you with a final question to chew on. Thinking about your own company's intranet right now, and based on everything we just went over, what is the single biggest change you could make, maybe even starting today, that would truly make your homepage unmissable?